All right, welcome to another how-to tips. I'm going to start something a little bit new. Whenever I'm giving a tip or training, I'm going to change my hat to this green one. This is going to be green for new information, learning, etc. So, yeah. Tips today, we're going to be talking about how you manage your circles to keep from becoming spam, but to be able to invite the people who engage around your content. And this is going to be part of a series of a handful of videos starting today. So the first thing that we want to do, let me screen share here. So I'm looking at my circles right now, okay? You find this by going, this is where things show up when you first start. You're at the home page and you come down here to people, okay? And for managing your circles, you then go to your circles right here. Now, the higher up the circle is in the order, the more information is going to be in your feed. So again, Google is all about your own control. And I do a couple of different things here to help me manage my circles. These are my outbound circles that I'm mostly worried about. So for example, this right here, this is my network roundtable top 50 engagers. These are the people that most regularly engage with my show. And from time to time, I'll sit down and I'll change some of those people out. For example, this one right here, Chris Piper, he's a really good friend of mine, but he's not on Google Plus and he's never actually watched a show. So having him in a top 50 engagers is probably not the right circle for him. So I'm going to move him, but where I want to move him is to a new circle I recently created. So let me show you what I first need to do. I need to get the new circle in the right place. When you scroll down, here you just scroll down from the side here, or I was scrolling with the scrolling wheel. You get down to the bottom and your newest circle that you've added is down here at the bottom. Yes, I have a ton of circles for all sorts of different things. Today we're just talking about the outbound circles. And keep in mind, outbound, inbound is not something that has to do with, Google doesn't differentiate. They're all circles. It's just, are you going to use this to send information out, or are you going to use this to glean information from people in your feed? And it could be that you're doing both. But as far as my HOAs, I really plan on setting my circles so that I can properly engage outward and get people to my show without getting put on the spam list, because we don't want that. Okay, so this is the new circle that I created, Network Roundtable 150 to 200. And I'll talk about why I created that with that title in a minute. To move it up, you just left click on it, and then you can put it anywhere you want. We're going to take this all the way up to the top until it stops. And then we're going to put it right behind Network Roundtable 101 to 150. I'm going to take this and I'm going to actually move it right here, because Plus Your Charity is not something I'm working with as much as I was before. And so I just moved it down behind other things that are all charity related. All five of these circles have, oh, and the center as well. Those are all things that have to do with charities. So I just wanted it out of the way. Network Roundtable is the show that I spend the most time on. So I've got Chris Piper here in the top 50 engagers, but clearly he's not a top 50 engager. So what I want to do is I want to move him to this circle. Now, before I decide that I want to move him to this circle, I look at this number right here, which is the number of people in this circle. You'll notice my outbound circles all have or less. Is to the show, the last show that I did where we talked about the error 500, that the more people that you're inviting to your show, the more likely you are to not be allowed to send those invitations. So I keep all my outward circles to 50, And that way I can send them. And sometimes I'll get to the point where I've sent too many invitations for the day, in which case I just have to remember, okay, tomorrow I'll invite this circle, the one that just didn't go out. And I don't have everybody not going out. So it's just learning to play the games that work within what it is that Google is trying to do to protect people from spam, basically. Okay, so I've got 46 here. That means I can have more people in that circle. So I'm going to just grab him left key, and I'm going to drop him right here. Now he's going to disappear out of this circle, and he's going to appear in this circle. Okay, he didn't disappear, sorry. He's still here. So now after I moved him, I'm going to make him disappear. Now he's in this circle, and he's not in the other circle. Now here's something that's really important to remember. If you are running multiple circles for a show, like I am here, and we'll go back and look at them in a minute, you want to make certain you do not have somebody in the top 50 engagers for your HOA and also in the circle for that HOA 150 to 200. And the problem is that then you're sending 2 invitations to them. That's definitely going to get you notified to Google of spam. So if you're creating outbound circles, make sure there's no overlap between the two, between any of the multiple circles that you're running. Okay, so back to the screen share here. So from time to time, I'll come in and I'll just move people around, maybe even delete people, just depending on how active they actually have been in the circle. And you can see I've got my top engagers. I've got my superheroes, because for Network Roundtable, the main guest that we have on, we call them a superhero. For Network Roundtable, the second guest is called the sidekick. So these are people who have been on the show as a sidekick. And then we start going through 50 to 100, 100 to 150, 150 to 200. And at some point in time, I'll have more than 50 in this circle, and I'll add another one. As you can see, superheroes is getting close to having 50 in it. At the time that it has 50 in it, then I would create Network Roundtable Superheroes 50 to 100. And then all you do is you take your event and you go, okay, so, oh, I don't want to. So you go in and you go invite more. You know, I did that awfully quick. Let me go back and show you. Okay, so you're in that you've created, and you come down and you go right here where it says guests. You can message all the guests. I've never actually done that, and I have a feeling it's going to get you on a spam list pretty quickly. And then you've got your invite more. And this brings up all of the people if you want to look at that, or your circles. You can see all your circles are right here. Okay, so, oh, I want to invite Roundtable. I want to select everyone in the circle. Oh, wait, you know, I don't want to invite Greg. Oh, okay. If you select everyone, it looks like you can't unselect one particular one. That's weird. And then you just hit invite. Invite them because these people have largely been invited to already, and that's going to create a problem. So I don't want to actually do that. Now, another recommendation, and I said I was going to talk a little bit about doing being a guest on HOAs, and I am going to be talking about that as we intermix with this current subject of how do you do invitations to create engagement. One of the things is inviting people. So I've decided just recently, I haven't even started working on this, that from all the shows that I produce, there are a handful of people that come to all of them. Dave Pipe is one. Carmen Mandich is another one. Elaine comes to a lot of them. Kristen Drysdale. Am and John's. So some of these people who follow a lot of my shows, I'm going to put them in a, hey, I'm going to be a guest invite circle. Because, for example, tomorrow, here, we'll go back to screen share here. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking more about this, about invitations, on the Holy Shift show. See, that's me right there. Woohoo! And so, I want to go in and I want to invite people to this, which I've already done, invited a lot of people to this show. But what I want to do is create a circle that is specifically for those who seem to be following me a lot. And I want to be able to invite those people to a show because, well, I'm going to be a guest on it. So those people would have, in order to get on that list, they'd have to be engaging with multiple shows. And there are certain people that I don't add to lists without asking them. By and large, I add people based on just their engagement. But for example, David Amerland, I know he just gets bombarded with stuff. And so even though he's engaging with a certain piece of content, I'll just send him a private message and say, hey, is it okay? You want to be careful, especially of anyone with large followings that, is considered an influencer. You want to be careful because you do not want to upset anyone in the process of inviting people. You want them to see you as somebody that's providing useful, helpful information. So that's today's tip. I am going to do my best to be back tomorrow. My schedule is really crazy right now. So all I'm promising you is that I am going to do a show on Mondays and Fridays. And if I can get a show up on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'll let you know. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful. Really quick before I close off, I'm going to take a look at comments here. And it looks like we have no new comments currently on today's event. Some within the last couple of hours, but none currently. So thank you so much for watching. If you have a question, please let me know. Always happy to help. Always happy to answer questions. Hashtag Ask the Duce, or ping me privately, or post a comment on my my WordPress site, dennisduce.wordpress.com. Post a question in any of these events, and I would be happy to answer your questions, and we'll see you around the plus. Thanks.